graduated from detective school, I'd be solving math equations like this. But I know, in order to solve this, I gotta estimate. So I broke it down. 20 times 20. I know 2 times 2 is 4, and I know the pattern of numbers of 0. I can make 400. Checking it out so that me and my colleagues knew what I was doing. 10 and 10 make 20, times 10 and 10 make 20. Now 10 times 10, 100. Do that 4 times. We got ourselves an estimate and a place to start. Now I knew I should have done something easier with my life than been a detective. Could have been a brain surgeon or an astronaut. This case was tough. I didn't have a lot of detective notes, just an estimate. But I knew how I had to solve this equation. I broke it down into 2 different ways. Along the bottom, I had my bigger number, 23, and I had 2 rods here, which is equivalent to 20, and 3 units along the side, equivalent to 3. Along the left, or vertical axis, I have 18. Broke that down into 1 rod, which is 10, and 8 units, which is 18. Now, the real work begins. Now, the Detective Academy I went to had all sorts of math equations for us to do, including math like this. 10 by 10, well, I knew that was 100. And 10 by 8, which I knew was 80, represented with 8 rods. I moved alongside it as I was speeding through this. 10 by 10 was 100, and 10 by 8 was 80. The Academy would be proud of me solving this one. I knew that 3 times 10 was 30, and I represented it with 3 rods. And I knew that 3 times 8 was 24, represented by 24 single units. I think it's safe to say we might have cracked this case. Not everyone believed me, though, and letter upon letter were rolling in of people who needed to see more proof. That is exactly what I was going to show them. The array model. We know our equation, and this is how we'll break it up. 23 can be broken into 20 plus 3, which we see up top, and 18 can be broken into 20 plus 8. Where the additions are, I will go down and I will create a square. Now, we will go 20 times 10, 3 times 10, 20 times 8, and 3 times 8. I was looking forward to showing those letter writers who was right, and it was going to be me. I was ready to put an end to this, once and for all. 20 times 10, well, I know 2 times 1 was 2, and the power of zeros was 200. 3 times 10, well, I knew that was 30. 20 times 8, well, I knew 2 times 8 was 16, power of 0, and I knew 3 times 8 was 24. I couldn't wait. This will be the highlight of my career. As I add these numbers up, 6, 3, and 2 is 11, 2 and 1 is 3, and 1 is 414, just as I suspected. Looks like I had solved this case as I consult my trusty detective notes and see the estimate is not far off. As word spread of my competent ability as a detective, I got more calls. 25 by 13. It kept me awake. I knew what I had to do was estimate. 25, that's an easy number. I know that number. Well, 13, I'd much rather see it 10. 25 times 10, well, we know 25 times 1 is 25. Power of the 0, 250. Now, we have a place to start. Now the lattice method. We've got 2 numbers up top, 25, and we've got 2 numbers on the right, 1 and 3. Now we'll complete this rectangle. But wait, there's more. We're going to cordon these off. Not done yet. We're going to divide these into half, and we're going to continue the trail or the train of these out this way. Now the real work will begin. We know that 5 times 1 is 5. 0 and 5. The reason the 0 here is because it's a 1-digit number. Whereas we go 5 times 13, we know that's 15. So the 1 will go here and the 5 will go here. 2 times 1. Well, we know that's a 1-digit number of 2. So we'll put 2 there and 0 here. And we know that 2 times 3 is 6. So we'll put a 0 here and a 6 here. Now, the hard part. We're going to calculate any number that's up in here and write it down in the total box. How many are in here? Just 5. We've got a 6, a 1, and a 5. We'll regroup the 5 and the 1 to make a 6 and 12. But the problem, we can only put the 2 here, and we'll have to regroup by bringing the 1 up here. 2 and a 1, now that's a 3. Wait a second. Do I have an answer? Let me consult my estimate. I'm not that far off. Gladys, looks like you striked again.